Papers were scattered all over the floor. Two people sat in the middle of the maze, clearly lost in thought. Something had to be done. Anything to fix this before everything slipped away. Yawn. Boss, please don't stress too much. I'm sure we will find a solution. Why? How, Yawn? Tell me how. How am I supposed to pay salaries to all these people? Everything feels so suffocating right now. With that, you began to shuffle the papers even more aggressively. The weight of responsibility was pressing down on you. The pressure of tasks speeding up, the burden of a failing business, the unpaid employees waiting in silence. It all felt like a storm you could not calm. Everything had been going smoothly in the beginning, but for the past few months, losses had mounted rapidly. At just 22 years old, handling such a vast empire had become unbearable. Boss, if we agree, we can consult the senior advisor. They have helped us before. Maybe they can help again. Why, and what took you so long to say that? Call them immediately. We won't hesitate. Boss, the thing is, they had a very close relationship with your grandfather. They don't really know you well. That might be why they haven't responded. You were silent. Your grandfather had never really liked you. He always wanted a grandson, a male heir, and though he raised you after your parents died when he was very young, he never treated you with warmth. His ambition was sharp, his expectations sharper. He forced you to work harder than anyone else in the family business, grooming you not with love but with pressure. Your elder sister was married and had escaped this life. You, on the other hand, had grown up carrying every burden. You had once dreamed of a simple life like an other normal girl, a childhood filled with laughter, not rules, a family not just business, but your reality was shaped by discipline, commands, and unrelenting standards. Now your grandfather was bedridden, barely able to speak, and going to him for help felt like opening an old wound that never truly healed. Forget it. Don't talk to Grandpa. Let me think. You may leave now. Yon gave a quiet nod and exited the room. Everything had fallen apart. You stared at the walls, your heart drowning in helplessness. How could you pay your employees? They had families, children, dreams, and Christmas was only months away. If things continued like this, there would be no bonuses, not even salaries. The stress was eating away at your head. Your body was fading under the weight of your own expectations. Slowly, everyone had gone home. The office grew quiet. You finally decided to return to your empty house. It was silence, understandably so. You had let all the house staff go. You could no longer afford to pay them. You walked slowly to your room, dragging your tired body across the cold marble floor. You didn't want dinner first. You didn't have enough money second. You didn't have the willpower to cook. Freshen up, slip into the bed and lay there in the darkness, your mind a whirlwind of thoughts. Sleep didn't come. Your eyes wandered the window. A full moon illuminated the sky, casting silver lights across your room. Stars glittered in the distance, carrying eternal. You whispered to the night, mine, if only I could become a star like you, free, untouchable, far from all this. And just like that, the long silent night stretched on. Silently staring out across the Han River. The water shimmered under the afternoon sun, but your eyes were blank, lost in thought, your mind still drowning in the chaos you had left behind. Suddenly you felt someone sit down beside you. You turned slowly. An old man had taken the spot next to you. His skin sagged with age, and his hair was completely white. He looked fragile but calm, like someone who had seen too much of life to be surprised by anything anymore. Old man, you seem troubled. Mine, I am. Old man, sometimes sharing helps. You can talk to me. Mine, there is no point. Nothing is going to change now. Old man, try me. You never know. I might have a solution. At first you resisted, but something about the man's gentle persistence disturbed you. Slowly, hesitantly, you opened up, telling him everything. Your business struggle, the debt, the pressure, the weight of expectation and how he was failing to hold it all together. The old man listened quietly, never interrupting, just observing every word. When he finally finished, he smiled gently. Old man, if you are willing, I might have a suggestion. You didn't expect much, but the man's age and wisdom made you stay and listen anyway. Start with something small, attractive, something that catches attention. Offer free samples first. Get people interested. Once you start getting a response, build on that. Add more slowly. Let the market grow around you. You noticed slowly you had heard things like this before, but the way he said it calmly and clearly made it feel new again. But then he said something unexpected. Old man, if you're brave enough, go rural, go to the villages. The city is saturated. People here have seen it all. But in village, many products are still new, unfamiliar, exciting. Yes, it's risky. No one may care at first. But if you stay patient, the returns could be incredible. This time, you really listen. His words weren't empty advice. They carried experience, decades of it. And for the first time in a while, you felt a weight lift off your chest. A quiet smile crept onto your lips. Smile. I've never thought of it that way. Maybe this is exactly how I need to begin. The old man smiled too, pleased to see the spark return to your eyes. Evening had crept in unnoticed. The wine had cooled. The river glowed under the golden light. You helped the old man to his feet. Wine. Have you eaten? Why don't you come to my place? Old man, no dear, I came here for something else. I need to catch a train soon. Why, then let me drop you off, old man. That won't be necessary. My grandson is on his way. He will be take me home. You didn't press further. You simply gave a respectful nod and turned to leave. Your heart felt lighter. As you walk along the street, something caught your eye. Street food stalls going warmly under the street lights. You had never truly seen them like this before. You used to watch them pass by through car windows, forbidden to stop. Your grandfather never allowed you to eat from places like this, but tonight something in you stirred. You stopped and smiled. One by one, you bought several items: skewers, dumpling, fish cakes, tteokbokki, things you had only seen from a distance. Back at home, you opened the packet and dug in. The first bite melted on your tongue. The warmth, the spice, the unfamiliar joy, it felt something empty inside you. You devoured the food eagerly. It had nearly a day since you last ate. Finally full, you cleaned up and went to your room. Morning light streamed through the tall office windows. The building buzzed with activity, staff rushing through hallways, documents being shuffled, voices rising and falling in urgency. Today wasn't just another day at work. Today something was about to change. You have called an emergency meeting. Every employee was required to attend. The large auditorium was nearly full. The air inside was tense with anticipation. You stood at the podium, calm yet determined. Yon stood beside you, assisting with the presentation slides and helping you to coordinate things. Wine to everyone who has stayed with us, even during these dark times. I sincerely thank you. Your loyalty means everything. Together, I believe we can rise not just back to where we are, but even beyond it. Few employees nodded, some even clapped in support, but not everyone shared the same optimism. A frustrated voice rose from the court. Employee, when are you going to get our salaries? You took a breath. You had expected this. Soon we are going to launch a new product line. If we succeed, we will be able to restore everything, your payments, your bonuses, everything. Another employee stood up, visibly upset. Employee, that could take weeks. We have worked here for years and haven't been paid in months. How long we are supposed to wait? Murmurs of agreement echoed through the auditorium. The room was being restless. You struggled to keep control. That's when Eon stepped forward. Everyone, please, we have worked here together for years. We are a family, and right now, family stands together. We are trying our best, but we need your support too. His calm but firm voice helped the crowd sorry quieted down. You took the opportunity to speak again. You look around the room, your voice steady with conviction. When you all know our products, no one has ever questioned their quality. We just need to introduce them to the right audience. There was silence for a moment, then so notes, quick discussions. They were beginning to understand the vision. The meeting ended, everyone returned to their station, buzzing with renewed purpose. Back in our office, you sit down with Yonko's behind you and taking our products to the villages is a great idea, but we will need money for transportation, packaging, sampling, everything. Where will get that kind of funding? Yon smile. Yon, don't worry about that, boss. I only gave Mr. G what he needed. The rest of the car money is still with me. We receive a good price, just enough to cover the initial expenses. Really flooded your space. A rare smile appeared. Both got to work immediately. Days passed quietly. Teamwork tirelessly, preparing, testing, packaging one by one. Every product was made ready. Now all that remained was the real journey, reaching the villages and beginning the grassroots marketing campaign. It wouldn't be easy, but they had a plan and a purpose. Finally, you arrive in the village. The air was different here, fresh, clean, earthy. The surroundings were lush in greenery, stretching far into the distance. Everything felt like a deep breath after years of suffocation. You looked around in awe. It was the first time in a real village. You had only seen glimpses of rural life through social media, but this was something else. You had initially planned to set up a small camp, but that wasn't possible. Instead, you managed to rent a modest house to operate from. The team got to work immediately, visiting homes, offering product samples one by one. At first, the villagers were hesitant. Most refused to take anything, but a lot of convincing curiosity won over. Slowly, they started accepting the samples. The day was exhausting. After working through different neighborhoods all day, the team returned to their rented house. You sank into the sofa, your entire body aching. Some of the employees prepared dinner, all sat down at the table together. And I have hope now. If things continue like this, we will start selling soon, and once we do, the company will get back on its feet. The others nodded and echoed your optimism. They all arrived in another village, one different from the rest. The house they visited stood out immediately. It had an almost royal charm to it, graceful yet grounded. It was larger than any they had seen so far, and surrounded by nature in the most picturesque way. You knock on the door. To your surprise, the woman who answered was the very same old gentleman you had met by the river. "Why, Grandpa, you're here?" At first the old man squinted at you, trying to place a face, but after a few moments recognition boomed. "Grandpa, oh dear, it's you. Come in, come in." All entered the house. It was even more beautiful inside, warm, rustic yet elegant, a perfect blend of tradition and comfort. The man asked someone to bring them food and tea while you showed him your product samples. "Grandpa, so you took my advice after all." You Smile, Vine. Yes, Grandpa, it's been hard, but we have started, and we're hopeful, Grandpa. Keep working. If you stay committed, success will come. Just then, a young man entered the house. You turned to look and froze for a second. The man was striking tall, athletic, with sharp features and the kind of effortless charm you would expect from a movie star. His posture was confident, his presence magnetic. Some of the female employees could not help but stare, even if he was a little stunned. The old man chuckled. Grandpa, that's my grandson, he lives with me. Hearing that, everyone grew quiet. The young man nodded politely and walked inside without saying a word. He chatted with the old man a little more, then all took their leave. A few days later, the products were now receiving excellent feedback from across the villages. People had started showing genuine interest. You and your team were thrilled. All had worked so hard, and finally it was paying off. Soon you would begin full-scale sales. You began thinking, once the operation had stabilized, you could return to the city. Your team could manage things on the ground. But then your phone rang. You answered. A trembling voice on the other end spoke urgently. Your grandfather's condition is critical. Please come to see him immediately. You reached the hospital in a rush. The moment you entered the room, your eyes fell on your grandfather, lying quietly on the bed. He didn't look as critical as you had feared from the phone call. Beside him sat his lawyer, holding a thick file. Lawyer, your grandfather has prepared a will in your name. Would you like to hear it? You walk closer and sit beside your grandfather. He looked frail but conscious, his eyes open, his expression calm, unreadable. You noticed slowly. Lawyer, your grandfather has arranged a marriage for you. If you go through with this marriage, he will inherit the company, the properties, and all assist. If you refuse, everything will be transferred to a trust. You feel the ground slip beneath your feet. I can't get married. No, not now. This is not the time. Your grandfather finally spoke, his voice low but firm. Grandfather, if you don't agree, everything will go elsewhere. As stated in the will a few days ago, an old friend of mine came to see me, a very close friend. I want you to marry his grandson. You case your fist when you always force your decision on me. You never once tried to understand what I want. Your grandfather looked away. Grandfather, I have said what I needed to say. The rest is up to you. Silence filled the room. You didn't want to marry, not under any circumstances, but you also could not bear the thought of losing everything you had fought so hard to protect. The company, your only anchor, was the result of years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and relentless struggle. After your grandfather, it was all you had lived. There is no other way. Look at the man who had raised you, stick distance, unyielding, and you knew you had to agree. With a heavy heart you nodded. Well, okay.